policy to eradicate air pollution. Federal government begins free compressed natural gas conversion for commercial vehicles. On the foreign scene, Hamas Health Ministry confirms 71 deaths in Israeli strike on Gaza's humanitarian zone. In sports, Serbian tennis player Novak Djokovic to face Spanish's Carlos Alcaraz in final of Wimbledon 2024 championship. Now the details. I am Taiwo Baruwa. Lagos State Commissioner for the Environment and Water Resources, Taiwo Baruwa, has called on the delegate of the year 2024 Clean Air Forum to come up with an appropriate policy framework that could help to address the persistent air pollution problem in the African continent, noting that air pollution is a major environmental threat to the continent. Wahab made the call while welcoming organizers of a Clean Air Forum who paid a courtesy visit to his office, reaffirming the state government's commitment to implementing policies that will address the issue of air pollution and other climate change problems that may have a direct effect on the health of the citizenry. He expressed concerns about the level of air pollution in the African region and tasked the delegation to come up with appropriate solution and policy frameworks that could help the continent tackle the problem of air pollution and its attendant effect on human health. Assuring of the state's government commitment to tackling all forms of environmental degradation, including air pollution, Wahab stated that Lagos would take into consideration the outcome and recommendations by experts at the forum on how air quality in the state could be improved upon in its policy formulation and implementation. He reiterated that the present administration led by Governor Babajide Sanwo-Olu has from inception prioritized environmental sustainability as essential to achieving good governance, adding that it was the reason that health and the environment was accorded prominent place in its Themes Plus developmental agenda. As part of its effort to provide quality education in the state, the Lagos State government has set aside Saturday, 20th July for the conduct of the placement test by continuous assessment scores for primary 6 pupils in the state. In a statement signed by the director, Lagos State Examinations Board, Adebayo Orunsolu, the test will hold across the 6 education districts of the state. Orunsolu enjoined authorities of public and approved private primary schools in the state to take note of the data and ensure that parents and the guardians of their pupils are duly informed so that all eligible pupils can participate in the exercise. He assured stakeholders and parents that no child would be left unattended to, stressing that machinery has been set in motion to ensure the conduct of a seamless, hitch-free and successful exercise. Orunsolu also called for the cooperation of parents, guardians and other stakeholders to make the exercise a huge success. Plateau State Governor Caleb Mutfwang has visited the collapsed structure at the St. Academy, Busa Buji, just north local government area of the state on an on-the-spot assessment as he ordered the immediate closure of the school. The school has 284 secondary students and 145 primary pupils. Its structure collapsed on Friday morning, killing 22 persons and leaving 154 others injured. On visiting the site of the incident, Mutfwang also commiserated with the family of the deceased children and promised that the state government would bear the cost of the treatment of the injured student. He commended the effort of all stakeholders in the rescue mission and asked that citizens do the right thing and obey rules and regulations put in place to save lives. The Inspector General of Police, Kayode Egbetokun, has ordered the enforcement of the digitalized Central motor registry beginning from July 29, 2024. Egbetokun said it is to modernize and digitize the motor vehicle registration system, bolstering the nation's safety and security framework. He said the transition to a digitalized system will streamline the documentation and verification process for vehicle ownership and related transactions. Egbetokun also said the ECMR system will make services like change of ownership, license number, engine and chassis body seamless, ensuring vehicle engines, aiding in tracking and recovery of stolen vehicles and preventing the sale of stolen vehicles to innocent buyers. The electronic CMR is an advanced real-time online repository of motor vehicle data designed to support police investigations and operational activities and combat vehicle-related crimes, including terrorism, banditry, kidnapping, and armed robbery. Now to the rest of the stories. The federal government has commenced the free conversion of petrol and diesel-powered commercial vehicles to compressed natural gas in a bid to cut the cost of transportation nationwide. It started the exercise in Abuja and Lagos, urging commercial transport owners to key into the scheme by bringing their vehicles to be converted, stressing that the use of compressed natural gas, CNG, will reduce the cost of transportation by over 40%. According to report, officials of the Federal Ministry of Information and National Orientation, along with those from the Presidential Compressed Natural Gas Initiative, monitor the commencement of the exercise at the Federal Capital Territory as transporters brought in their vehicles to be converted. Program Director, Chief Executive, Presidential Compressed Natural Gas Initiative, Michael Oluwagbemi, said the federal government had earlier declared on Thursday that the conversion of petrol and diesel-powered commercial vehicles to run on compressed natural gas was going to be free of charge. Speaking at one of the conversion centers during the commencement of the exercise, Sales and Business Development Manager, PCNGI, Lara Ogunleye, urged transporters to take advantage of the offer, as this would help in crashing the cost of transportation across the country. The Central Bank of Nigeria has sold out $122.67 million to 46 authorized dealers in its determination to promote stability and reduce market volatility in the foreign exchange market. In a statement signed by the bank's director in charge of financial markets, Omolara Duke, the total sale, $67,500,000, was sold to 27 dealers, while the sum of $2.5 million was bought from the one authorized dealer on July 10, 2024. Duke urged all authorized dealers to ensure that foreign exchange purchases from the CBN are used exclusively for trade-backed transactions, which should be reported within 72 hours, while reiterating that the CBN supplies foreign exchange to the foreign exchange market to improve liquidity through forex spot sales to authorized dealers using two-way quotes. It's assured that the bank will continue to ensure stability in the forex market. In foreign news, the Hamas-run health ministry in Gaza says at least 71 Palestinians have been killed in an Israeli airstrike on a designated humanitarian area in an attack which Israel says targeted senior Hamas leaders. According to the health ministry, more than 289 people were injured. Hamas says the strike hits the Mawasi area near Khan Yunis, which the Israeli ministry has designated a humanitarian zone, urging Palestinians to seek shelter there. An Israeli official said the strike targeted the head of Hamas military swing, Mohammed Saif, in an open area where there were only Hamas terrorists and no civilians. Hamas commander for Khan Yunis, Rafa Salama, he was targeted in the strike, calling the intelligence that led to the incident accurate. In sport now, Serbian professional tennis player Novak Djokovic has swept past Italians Lorenzo Musetti to book his second successive Wimbledon final against defending champion Carlo Alcaraz and move one win away from a record-setting 25th Grand Slam title. Just 5 weeks after undergoing knee surgery, 7-time Wimbledon champion Djokovic reached his 10th final at the All England Club with a 3-0 win over the Italian 25th seed. A break in the opening game of the third set launched Djokovic on his way to victory against demoralized Musetti, who saved 3 match points before he completed his progress to yet another Wimbledon final. Also, Alcaraz defeated Daniel Medvedev with a 3-1 win to reach a 4th Grand Slam final. And that's it on the news at 4. But just before we go, ensure you make use of your seatbelt while driving. You can follow us and like on the various social media platforms: X, Traffic Radio 961, Facebook, Lagos Traffic Radio 96.1 FM, Instagram, Lagos Traffic Radio 961. Subscribe and watch our news and programs live on YouTube at Traffic Radio 961. You can also visit our website www.trafficradio961.ng. Did you know that the Sanwo-Olu administration provided 450,000 pupils with e-learning devices? You can get more details on the Lagos State Government website. To end the news, here are the highlights of the major stories. Lagos State Commissioner for the Environment and Water Resources, Taiwo Baruwa, has called on the delegates of the year 2024 Clean Air Forum to come up with an appropriate policy framework that could help to address the persistent air pollution problem in the African continent, noting that air pollution is a major environmental threat to the continent. The federal government has commenced the free conversion of petrol and diesel-powered commercial vehicles to compressed natural gas in a bid to cut the cost of transportation nationwide. We also told you that the Hamas-run health ministry in Gaza said at least 71 Palestinians have been killed in an Israeli airstrike on designated humanitarian area in an attack which Israel said targeted senior Hamas leaders. Finally, in sport, professional tennis player Novak Djokovic has swept past Italian Lorenzo Musetti to book his second successive Wimbledon final against defending champion Carlos Alcaraz and move 1 win away from a record-setting 25th Grand Slam title. For contacts with the newsroom, send a message to info@trafficradio961.ng. That ends the news broadcast compiled by Zainab Adebeshi. I'm Taiwo Baruwa. Thank you for listening. Good afternoon.